Hello, good evening, and welcome to this evening's news segment. My name's Paula Wiseman, and today I've chatted with Mr. Donny Tarrant, a presenter and producer at local radio station Near FM. We chatted about the coronavirus at the moment and how he thinks it's being handled by the government.
I think they're doing pretty well. I think that they're playing it by ear day by day to see how the numbers are, and they haven't hit that big spike. I don't think that they were expecting just yet. Now, that's not to say it won't come, but I think all in all, they're doing pretty well now. I'd say, look, the dogs in the street know that there's a lockdown coming. It's just a matter of when. A lot of people thought the army were going to be used for it. Now, the army are actually being deployed to do other things. They are transporting medical supplies around the place. So the normal lines of transport for medical supplies have been suspended. The bureaucracy and the red tape is gone. So the army are picking them up and dropping them directly to where they're required and other stuff like that. But I think really, Paula, the issue is, and maybe the question that you should be asking, said he, not a politician, but in political speak, is maybe how we're doing compared to other countries. I think that, a lot of people will say we're critical, and rightly critical, of Leo Varadkar and his government for the period they were in office, particularly on health, actually, on housing. But, when you look at the way they're handling this in compared to the way Boris Johnson and his government are handling it, they're light years ahead of them. They're absolutely light years ahead of them. And actually, it's a funny thing that you ask. I was listening to an interview the other day done with Sky News' Enda Brady, who, for those of you who don't know it, he happens to be an Irishman. He's from Wexford, but a well-known reporter with Sky News. And he made a very valid point that he was at a loss as to why the chief medical officer in England, or in Great Britain, should I say, was of a totally different mindset and a totally different opinion to every other chief medical officer in every other country around the world. And I just think that, that Britain are probably 2 to 3 weeks behind on this. And for every 2 to 3 weeks that you're behind, it's probably the impact and the curve actually increases rather than, Boris has made this thing of flattening the curve. I think that the slower you have to react, the steeper the curve gets, and the sooner you get it arrives. And we won't even go to the handling in America of it by Trump, who has renamed it the Chinese virus. We see what's happening there. States, the governors in individual states are taking over the running of their own states. California, 50 million people on lockdown. New York, something similar. This is what you're going to see. But I think overall, we can give out a lot about Leo Varadkar and his government while they were in power, but I think that bar imposing an absolute, complete, total lockdown, which probably is the next step, they can't go really much further. They've done a lot. They've put a lot in place now, we'll say, in relation to social welfare and ensuring that people have money in their pockets. They moved early to close the schools and the colleges. They moved earlier than most to close the pubs, restaurants, nightclubs, that sort of thing. And really and truly, if people just followed the advice that were being given, well, we may not have to go into total lockdown. But again, as we have seen instances, Paula, and I'm sure you've seen them as well, people are not following the advice that were given.
So that was myself there chatting with Mr. Donny Tarrant from Near FM. Back to the studio.